Hi, I'm Alex, and in this video, I'm going to show you ThirdWave's pre-built solution for synchronizing SAP deliveries with Shopify for fulfillment. The solution is configured using the Bizweaver integration and process automation application. We will cover getting orders from SAP that are ready for fulfillment, using a SQL or HANA connection, providing the essential data mappings for both systems out of the box, and syncing the SAP deliveries to Shopify using the Shopify API. I have already synced an order from Shopify to SAP using our workflow that syncs orders from Shopify to SAP. That was covered in a prior video. And as you can see, the order is already in SAP waiting for fulfillment. Now all we have to do is copy this order to a delivery in SAP. And then in the logistics tab of this order, we're just going to add a tracking number. In this case, I'm just going to enter a simple tracking number. And once that is done, I'm going to add it to SAP. From there, all we have to do is open Bizweaver and then open the workflow that deals with fulfillment. In this case, it's our SAP fulfillment to Shopify. And what this workflow will do is it will get orders that are ready for delivery in SAP and send them over to Shopify. This workflow steps through the process of taking that delivery we just created in SAP and sending it over to the Shopify Fulfillment API and letting us fulfill that with a tracking number on Shopify. This allows us to work through all our deliveries and all our orders that have yet to be fulfilled. And now we're going to step through this workflow and go over each of these steps so you can understand how it works. The first thing we do is we get all of our orders from our staging table that have yet to be fulfilled. Now we'll go over later how we know these items are fulfilled, but as of right now, we're just going to get all the orders from our staging table that have yet to be fulfilled. And then we're going to grab a single one of those orders to make sure that we're working with only a singular order so we're not crossing any items from different orders. Then we get the details of that order from SAP. So this is just getting the doc num or doc entry from our SAP tables to make sure we're working with the synchronized order that came through earlier and matched up in our staging tables. Then from there, we get the items for that order. And this is getting all of the items that have been processed into that order. So if in this case there is 2, it's going to grab 2 items here. And we're going to start building that fulfillment JSON that goes into Shopify and lets us send that data back to Shopify, fulfill those orders. Then we're going to get that item detail. Now, this is going to get the item detail from our ODLN1 table. And this allows us to get the tracking numbers for the requisite order. So it's going to grab that item detail, get our tracking number, and then build the lines of that. So in this case, since there's 2 items on this order, it's going to loop through this twice. And then from there, we're going to be adding the tracking number into Shopify for each of those items. So in this case, since there is 2, it is going to add both the same tracking number for each item. Now, if there were a split delivery here, it would loop through and add a different tracking number for each line. So the more items you have on an order with different tracking numbers, it will build that and split that order up in Shopify to show each item having its own tracking number. After we send that information to Shopify, we're going to then read our fulfillment from the response from the Shopify API, then read the lines that come out of there. So this is a 2-step process where we just want to read the whole fulfillment and then the corresponding lines for that fulfillment order. Now here is where we can mark, and I mentioned earlier that we can mark our items in our staging table that have been fulfilled. So we're going to update our fulfillment table of anything that has been fulfilled already. We're going to update the UDF in SAP. So what this is doing is going to SAP, letting us know that we fulfilled an order or that item in our deliveries document on the SAP side. And then we're going to check to see if that full order has been fulfilled. If it hasn't, it's going to mark it as mark it that it wasn't fulfilled, and then keep going and let the process continue if the other item is on hold or needs to be delivered later. And then we're going to finish this workflow by just updating the order as fulfilled if needed. Like I said, clear any variables, because these variables are very important in Bizweaver, where they let us Mark the item that comes through if it needs to be completely cleared from the table, or I should say it needs to be marked on the table that it has been completely fulfilled. And then once that's done, the workflow ends, or if there are more deliveries, it'll just keep running through this whole process. The great thing about this process is that it is very customizable. We can make anything we want. We can do just single fulfillment, multiple, like I said, multiple lines. If you want to have a partial fulfillment, we have the ability to take Bizweaver and fit it to your needs and make it very simple and easy to understand. Now we're just going to fulfill this order so I can show you that the item goes up to Shopify. I'm going to run this order now, and then we're just going to see that item fulfilled on Shopify, and you can see with the requisite tracking number. So now the order has been fulfilled, and let's go ahead and check Shopify. So we're just going to refresh this page here. And we can see now the order has been fulfilled. If we open the order, we can see that the tracking numbers have been added. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day.